Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Emily and I like to talk about books, writing, and everything else in between. Today we are doing a little tour of my new bookshelf. I just got this one set up yesterday. I had it for a while. I had it set up long ways. I just flipped it, so now it is standing up vertically. I think it's gorgeous, and I organized it by color. I know a lot of people don't like that. I do, so that's what I did. So if you don't like it, sorry, but I love it. So I'm going to do a little video showing you all of the books that I have on this bookshelf. These are all books that I have not read yet. I have a second bookshelf in my room with books that I have already read. This is like basically my TBR bookshelf. Yeah, there's quite a few books in there, so I'm just gonna hop right into this and let's talk about the books on my bookshelf. We are starting off at the top of this bookshelf. These are almost all fiction books, just a heads up. We are starting off with white books, then it goes into like cream, tan, orange, red, you know, you can see. So let's just start off left to right. We are going to pick up Fable. This is an arc actually of the book. The book has since been published, but I got it from work. I work at Barnes & Noble as a bookseller, and they have a bunch of arcs that publishers send in, and the booksellers are able to pick up books from that collection. It just helps us understand what we're selling a little bit better. So I saw that one on the shelf and I knew I had to have it, so I brought that one home with me. The next one that we have is The Whisper Man by Alex North. I picked this up with the intentions of reading it for a book club, and lo and behold, I never ended up making it to the book club, but I do have this gorgeous book instead, so that's a win for me, I suppose. If you read this one, let me know, because I haven't heard too much about it, but it sounds very interesting. Moving on, we have Artifacts of an Ex. This was an arc that was sent to me. I believe it's just like a cute little YA romance. These are two book of the months that were sent to me. That's The Golden Couple and You're Invited. They are both thrillers. The Golden Couple, I believe, is like a psychological thriller, while You're Invited is like a murder mystery. Now we have the gorgeous Cleopatra and Frankenstein, which was sent to me. I don't know what it is about this cover. I think it might be like the simplicity of it combined with the font and the picture. It's gorgeous. I love this cover. Next we have The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which unfortunately I've heard some pretty bad reviews about. I've actually not heard a good review, but it is very popular, so I did get it. We have My Dearest Darkest, which is like a YA thriller fantasy set at a boarding school, which is right up my alley. Love that stuff. This is The Stepford Wives, which is like a dystopian psychological thriller. I watched the movie years ago and loved it, so I got that book. And then we have A Little Life. You guys are gonna laugh at me, but every time I look at this book, I swear that man on the cover is Jim Carrey. Does anybody else see a resemblance, or am I crazy? Anyways, I have not read this yet because I'm scared. I'm really scared too, but one day I will read it and I really think I'm gonna love it. It's just not today. Over here we have Scythe. This is a YA dystopian book. It's very popular. I have not gotten around to it yet. We have A Deadly Education, which I did DNF. I just don't think I was ready for it. It just wasn't the mood. I don't know. I will go back to it one day. I really didn't like it the first time around, but maybe next time. This is the new Dolly Alderton, good material. I've read everything I know about love by her and I adored it. And this cover is unreal. So gorgeous. I got that from Book of the Month. Just a heads up, for the next like 1 minute, I oddly stand in front of the camera. I'm not really sure why I did that, but it ends pretty quickly once it starts, so just let it happen. The book I just showed is Let Us Descend. That was also sent to me from Book of the Month. And then we are moving on to The Diary of a Bookseller, which was actually given to me by one of my coworkers, which is just the kindest thing, and it makes me want to cry every time I think about it, but I won't right now. The next one we have is Bright Young Women, which is also from Book of the Month. That's like a true crime-esque story about a serial killer targeting a sorority. We also have The Last Thing He Told Me, which is from Vignette Books. Love that company, they're so cute. We have Chain Gang All-Stars, which is from Aardvark Book Club. The next one we have is The Man in the High Castle, which is a little bit of like a contemporary classic. We also have Among Others and Queen Hereafter, which is like a fantasy set in like a kingdom. Alright, I'm going to move you guys down and we are going to go on to the next shelf, which is so cute. It's like pinks and purples and a little bit of like teals and blues. So we are starting off with The Schoolhouse, which is a book I bought from Barnes & Noble. It just sounded interesting. It's like I don't know, just a regular fiction, I believe. This is Weak Teeth. This was from my sister-in-law who works at a publisher in Scotland. This is one of the books that they've published. I think the cover along with the title is just so captivating. So I'm very excited for that one. The next one we have is Songs of Irie. And then we have Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After. I'm sorry if you just heard my dog sneeze. These are the UK editions of the books. I think they're so pretty, so I'm so glad I got to pick them up when I was in Scotland. Next, we have the first book in the Witcher series. My boyfriend loves the video game and has been telling me for years that I would like the books, so I picked the first one up to just get him to stop telling me to get it. Honestly, I will read it one day. It's just one of those things. I have to want to read it, you know what I mean? This is the Edinburgh Skating Club, which is also from my sister-in-law. Very excited for that one. The covers are really interesting. We have The Resort from Book of the Month, which is like a thriller, and then we have The Search for Us, which is a YA. And I love the colors on that spine. I think it's gorgeous. It's like a cotton candy water ice thing, like, you know, like those cotton candy water ices. All right, anyways, now we are moving on to the next shelf. We have Flower and Thorn, and then we move on to The Gin Waits 1,000 Years and Sugar Baby, which are both from Aardvark Book Club. We have The Last Devil to Die, which is part of the Thursday Murder Club. And then one of my favorite authors, India Holton. This is one of her books. This is The Secret Service of Tea and Treason. If you're someone who's into like Regency era books, try that one out. It's like a Regency era mixed with romance, mixed with fantasy, and it is just terrific. I love the way she writes. It's captivating. We have Queens of London, and then we also have Black Cake. Oh, there's my nose. Just ignore that, please. We have Small Worlds, which is from Aardvark. And then we have Seven Dirty Secrets and Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Moving on to the next shelf, we're starting off with a couple of thrillers. We have The Drowning Woman, Greenwich Park, and Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. The first two, I believe, are more of like psychological thriller mysteries. The third one, Daisy Darker, is like a murder mystery, I believe. And then we have One Dark Window, which has been a bestseller for months and months. Apparently, it's a phenomenal fantasy duology. We have two books from Book of the Month, The Fury by Alex Michaelides, who also wrote The Maidens and The Silent Patient. I've read The Silent Patient, fantastic. I heard his other two aren't that great, so we will see. We have Evil Eye by E. Taff Rum, and then we have An American Marriage. Funny story behind this, my sibling and their wife, when they got married, the gifts that they gave out to everyone who came were books. So they went to like a Goodwill store and stuff like that, and they picked up cheap books, and everybody was able to take a book as like a party favor from their wedding. And it was just a really cute idea. So if you're getting married, feel free to steal that idea, even though it's not my idea to steal. But go for it, okay? Just go for it. So moving on, the next one we have is The Sanatorium, which is a thriller, kind of horror-esque book. And then we have All the Light We Cannot See, which I haven't read yet, but I watched the show and it was fantastic. 10 out of 10. Moving over to the other side, the first one we have is Hex by Jenny Fagan. This is also from my sister-in-law, and it is like a super feminist witchy book, which is right up my alley. That kind of book wins every time in my eyes. And then the next one we have, I love the spine of that one. That is Ink and Bone. I love the way that looks. I think it's gorgeous. We also have Hope Ablaze, which was recently sent to me, and then Dance of Thieves was sent to me by one of my close friends on here, and I just have not gotten around to it. I really need to, because it's just so hyped up and I need to be a part of the hype. I just have to read it soon. We have The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, which I've also had forever. So that one needs to be read ASAP. This gorgeous book next up is Of Stars and Tides from the incredible Lachlan Blake. Lachlan is like a mutual friend of mine on my social media, and she kindly sent me the signed copy of her book. It's a romantasy that focuses on astrology, so the signs like Gemini, Aquarius, all that stuff. So, and the cover Can we talk about the cover? Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I love that shade of blue. So that is very high up on the TBR. We also have Arsalan the Magnificent, which was sent to me by Smith Publicity recently. Thank you, Smith Publicity. I have A Discovery of Witches, The Forest Grimm, and another from Smith Publicity, Ironbound. What is that last word? Ironbound Flames. Gorgeous cover. Alright, we are on to the last row. I am filming, so if it's shaky, I'm very sorry. We have The Last Word, which is another book of the month. We have The Darkest Minds, which is like a YA dystopian book that my best friend bought for me. Jump scare for the next one. This is Nothing But Blackened Teeth, which is a short horror story that I picked up at work. It just seems interesting. This is a Riley Sager book, The House Across the Lake. I think this is going to be my next read. This is 1,000 Ships, which is a Greek mythology retelling. I love those kinds of books. They're like some of my favorites. We have Heartless Hunter and The Starling House, The Book Thief, and then also that one over there, Where the Dark Stands Still. I just bought that one at work the other day. Obsessed with the cover. It's a YA fantasy and it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The next one that we have is The Maidens, one of the other books by Alex Michaelides. I've heard mixed reviews about this one, so I'm eager to read it and give my own opinions. And the last little section we have, the first one is a book of the month, What the River Knows. Very excited for that one. This is Midnight Sun, which is Edward's POV of Twilight. We have Ordinary Monsters, which seems so good, it's just intimidating because it's big. We have Where Sleeping Girls Lie. This is from the same author of Ace of Spades, which is one of my all-time favorite thrillers, so I'm highly anticipating that one. We have The Escape Artist, which my boyfriend got me. I'm very excited for that one. Secrets Never Die, which was sent to me. And then we have Lightlark, and the last one we have is The Secret History. Alright, that is everything from my TBR shelf. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. I love just showing off books because I love watching videos like that. I could sit and watch bookshelf tours for hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I can give you another updated bookshelf tour of my other bookshelf in my room. So let me know if you're interested and I can do that next. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.